So 13 new dimensions in 1.16.3. Now this isn't an official update, but it's a data pack that I think is really cool, and a lot of people are probably going to want to use. To get straight into this video, basically I'm going to show off all 13 new dimensions in this, and I think it's awesome. There's also 24 new biomes, and there's also different like types of players you can have. Not like types of players, but attributes to your character. Right now I'll be showing a list of everything that you can do /team join, and you get one of these effects. Now I'm not gonna go over every single one, but this is just a rough list for anyone who is interested. And you can just remove this option on your server by going into the config for this. But yeah, let's get off to showing the first biome. Now let's show off the first dimension, which you just fly up to 256. You have to go quite a bit, and you'll probably need, 247. And so once you're up here, this is the first dimension. So this is the Feywild dimension, and it's always one time, which is this, because if I do time set day, it doesn't change. It's always that time, like the sunset, or is that sunrise? I don't really know. But as you can see, it's a floating island type of, dimension that has a highlighted greenish blue everywhere. Like this is warped stem, so I guess it's like, it's really hard to explain. You also get jump boost in this dimension. One of the things I don't like about this is how there's all these attributes like effects and stuff in every dimension, which I think are really unnecessary. So if you want, you can just remove all of those and you're fine. And there's also these structures that will spawn around that I'll show off really quick. So this is one of the new structures, and it has, I did not mean to punch that. I have my auto clicker on. But it has these new structures with enchanting bottles and ender pearls. And I guess you can turn these into like spot. Is that, yeah, it's a shulker box. So I guess you could make a shulker box farm, which is a little overpowered in my opinion, but hey. Now to get to the next one, we're just going to keep flying up again. Now that we're in the next one, this one is watery for some reason, but it has these also like giant amplified islands. And this is quartz, by the way, so if you need a lot of quartz, you can come here. Smooth quartz block. And the generation is honestly like insanely cool. And I think it'd be really cool to like live in this dimension, especially since it's not the hardest one to get to. You can just fall down to get back. So now we're back in the overworld, and we're gonna dig straight down to get to the next dimension. The next dimension is called the Underdark, and you have to break bedrock to get to it, so you might want to, find a glitch to do so, or like that. And you'll probably spawn in some blocks, so we're gonna go spectator mode really quick. I accidentally went up too much, but yeah. So the only known way to get down here is through breaking bedrock, but it's kind of a mining dimension, it seems. And there's these miners you can find around, and there's bedrock everywhere. I have vision now so we can actually see, but it's huge. Now these dimensions will be very laggy if you are running them on a server, so do keep that in mind if you do use them. But they are really cool if you just run a bulky server, if you do want to do stuff like this. And I guess I got the Those Were the Days achievement for finding one of these, but is this, I don't think these aren't bastions, they're like spider nests. They kind of remind me, they remind me of the ones in Terraria. But there's an excessive amount of spider webs. Now to get to the next one, it's just the Nether, as you would. So going down to the Nether, you don't need to build a portal, but you need to break bedrock, which might be a little bit difficult. And then we'll keep going down again, which will be this biome. Not this biome, I keep saying biome. But this dimension, and it's called Sanctum. And basically you have invisibility, and you should have mining fatigue. I think it's just not applied because I'm in spectator mode. But there's a bunch of bones around, and these weird structures that you'll see. They kind of look like guards, but they don't really do anything if you do like go near them. But this is kind of like I'll effect clear myself so we can see like the proper like mists and stuff. It's just like it feels like a moon, or just like kind of a place between worlds of sort. But going down, you will go into the void biome. Not biome, void dimension, which is just the void. And the fall through it. There's no attributes in this one. Oh yeah, there's slow falling and blindness when you're here. So you're just kind of floating down. I'm actually going to go back into spectator mode. And I'm just going to look down and I'm just going to scroll up and see if this works. Okay, there we go. Now I'm in the end dimension. So the problem I have with this is that it spawns you, like, it doesn't spawn you at the island. And it also gives you these random effects that I don't think are needed. Like, you have slow, I think the slow falling is supposed to go away. Maybe. You can remove these. Yeah, okay, no, they all stay. So you have wither effect, and this can cause a lot of lag because it's constantly giving it to you instead of like every 10 seconds, like the jump boost, resistance, and slow falling. And it's like, it's almost like you're on the moon. And I think that's kind of what the dev went for. But I don't really like this. You can just remove the attributes in the config for this, which isn't really hard at all. But I don't really like a lot of things that they added to the end and stuff. They should have just left them alone. There's some other attributes in the other ones that I skipped over on accident. But as again, I think everything is just kind of fine and they don't really need to add anything more to the end especially. For our next one, it's basically just stand on a beacon. And it should, for a period of time, standing on a beacon, so I guess we just have to wait a minute. Oh, it's happening. Wither, yeah, it gives you wither and nausea. That really took its time. Okay, so now you will also spawn in ice, it seems. But this is kind of the ice dimension, which is just covered in like packed ice, normal ice, and it's huge. And it's honestly like one of the cooler looking ones. Cooler. That was an unintentional pun, I'm really sorry. But this is pretty awesome, and the trees look awesome. Look at that. It's basil, and then it's the nether wart. But wow, this is really cool. But it's a little underwhelming with how you get to it, and I think is there any effects in this one? Let me go to creative mode to see if they apply. Yeah, I don't think there's actually any effects, so that's good at least. But wow, this is just huge. I don't know about building here. I mean, I think it'd be cool to build here, but wow, it's more of like a resource dimension, if anything. But there's just so much packed ice and everything. Getting blue ice would be so easy. Oh, these things spawn? Yeah, okay, never mind. This dimension is bad. So for this next one, it's standing next to a creeper and having this on your head. Oh, yeah, I guess you're supposed to take it off, but I guess that works too. Yeah, this one is incredibly cool with the green shadows and everything, and like how everything is. It kind of reminds me of like a slime dimension, but you know, because it looks like slime. But this is also like an amplified, I don't think yeah, it's not a floating one, but it's just like a swampish like area. It's really weird feeling, but it's also like incredibly cool. The next one is building a conduit like this. You don't have to do exactly like this, whatever works for you if you want to be cheap. But oh, you're supposed to look up. A lot of these have a little bit of problems, it seems, but yeah, this one is, oh yeah, okay, so this is the water dimension. This is kind of like an ocean type of deal, it seems, and I guess you can swim down into the abyss. Well, into the void, I meant. But this one is really cool. I like how it's just like all these like islands everywhere. And I guess that's like, I think that's no, it's sand. It just looks like concrete powder. One of them has concrete powder in it, which might be a little bit OP, but there's also like the blue nether wart and these slime trees, and it's just, this looks so cool, and it's so pretty. Oh, and I guess you teleport down every so often into the void. Okay, if you go all the way down, you go up. I think if I go too high, oh, that's weird. This next one is an end crystal, and if you run into it, or not, okay. When you're in the nether, if you run into this, oh, or stand 5 feet away from it, you go into this dimension, which has speed 5 for some reason, which I strongly disagree with, but this this dimension is so weird, and it takes a lot to load in. but it's kind of like a little broken because it has redstone and iron blocks in it. And I think that can be a little bit abused on servers. But it's like, in another sense, it's just an incredibly like Matrix themed world, and it's just incredible to look around. There's supposed to be trees somewhere from what last time I looked over these, but it's wow. And it's like, it's layered. It's just the whole simulation type of deal. And it just keeps going and going. And it's like, I think it's kind of a caves biome, like the caves generation, but it's set with like to be spaced out like this and then have all that. But I think disabling clouds, it'd probably look cooler, or turning on shaders. So turning on shaders actually disables the green effect on here, so it's just red and white now. Kind of like the green better. The next dimension is only access through getting struck by lightning, but I'm just gonna teleport there because it's a lot easier. This one is called Vars Hardvark, but it's kind of this, I like to call it the Speed Force, because it looks a lot like this, like it reminds me a lot of the Speed Force in the Flash and stuff. But running, you get like super speed and jump boost too. But if you sprint, you start to go faster and lightning shoots behind you until you teleport back home. But this is kind of a world between worlds that I guess it's really weird. Wait, is this? I guess there's shulker boxes here. Oh wow, that's OP. Wow. I guess you could just go around for a little bit and just get all of these. But we'll go back home now. It also seems like it could be a good way to travel really fast to different other places, kind of like nether portals every 8 blocks. And I think it's like that in that dimension too, maybe, so it might be a good way. If you know how to get yourself struck by lightning really easily, it'd probably be a good idea. So this last dimension is only accessible through cheats, as it is the prison dimension, Dormus. So Dormus is basically, it's kind of like the nether, but a lot less nethery and more of just like this. And it seems like there's a lot of magma blocks, lava, shroomite, obsidian, just everything that like, it just looks like hell. It really is the prison dimension. And in the prison dimension, you can find these structures around here that spawn villagers. And it has like kelp and wither roses. And I guess these are the bad villagers. They got bad trades. So that was the last dimension, guys. I hope you did enjoy, and please, leave a like if you did. This was a really weird data pack to go over, and I might do even more data pack showcases in the future. But if you did enjoy this, make sure to leave a like. I have a Jeopardy video that I'm going to try and film soon for the channel that I think will be really funny. Oh, don't. Oh, no. That'll be, like, really funny for a comedy-based thing on my Minecraft server, so... And if you want to see me stream live on twitch.tv/KingEvolved, go for it. I appreciate it a ton. And yeah, see you all in the next one. Bye-bye.